One of my favorite MLB angles is spotting situations, not just spotting stats. These are guys coming off a bad game or lines that are way off their recent average. Inside Data Streak, we created an MLB situational spots tool. This helps you identify players that are in bounce back spots where they normally do not put together two bad performances or two good performances in a row. And discounted lines, so you can tell if the line was set way too high or way too low based on recent performance and averages. So instead of saying he's due or this line looks cheap, you can look at this all in one place and find where the real edges are. Now let me hop over to my screen and show you exactly how you can use this. I'm here inside MLB situational spots. This is one of my favorite tools to find great value. So one of the things that I've noticed is a lot of times people will fade a player after a bad game. They'll say, oh, they had a bad game, I'm not playing them. That is one of my favorite spots to bet because lots of players actually don't put together two bad games in a row. And this tool will help you filter that down. But when it comes to betting players, same deal goes is when a player absolutely crushes on a certain game, everybody wants to smack their over the very next game. Sometimes that's a good time to look at unders because everybody's inflating that prop and Vegas is adjusting. They're going to set that line a little bit higher most times, and it could be a good spot to put in under because there are actually just as many players that don't put together two good games in a row as players who don't put together two bad games in a row. So I'm going to show you exactly how this works. We're going to see players listed here. We got a smaller slate today. Some days, like yesterday, there was a ton of players on here, but we see Bryce Turang on here. We'll look at him. He is 5 for 6 in bounce back spots. So what this actually does is we're looking at hits here. You'll see Bryce Turang, he didn't get a hit this game, but the following game he went and got a hit. This was his miss. So he missed 2 in a row, but here he missed, got a hit the next game. I actually got 3. He missed here, got a hit the next game, missed here, got a hit the next game, and then he just missed and didn't have a hit his last game. So Bryce Turang might be a good look for today because he often bounces back. Right now, today, it looks like, yeah, we have all overs, but unders will appear on here as well. If a player normally doesn't put together, it could be strikeouts, for example, that he had a really good start and the line's set higher. And he normally doesn't have 2 straight solid high strikeout starts. Also on this page, we're going to have discounted lines. Today, again, we have a smaller slate. Yesterday, there was tons of players that were showing up, but we have Ben Rice. Normally, on average, he's about 1.5 is his line for total runs. And today, it's just a half point. So he just needs to get 1 run to cover this. And you get minus 125 odds on Fliff. It's going to show the best odds on whatever sportsbook it is. And this is going to show both overs and unders. So what it does is it takes, internally, we calculate what Vegas is setting lines at each day. And you can come in here and find days where Vegas either set the line too high or too low. So it's a really good tool to find value based on where Vegas is moving lines. Or sometimes, especially with baseball, there's so many games going on, it's impossible for Vegas not to have some mess ups to where they price a player too high or too low. There's a lot of games going on, and this will filter that out right for you and show you where the value might be at for that day. So that is how I use the MLB situational spots tool to find players in bounce back spots and discounted lines so I can see when Vegas may have set the line a little bit too high or a little bit too low for that day. If you want to try this out for yourself, click the link in the description, create a free Data Streak account, try out the situational spots along with all the other tools inside the platform that I talk about on these videos.